Here we are again at GlassBuild, Ellen, the one show that we do together each year, and I have to say, I think we should do this more often.
Let's see how things go, and I'll get back to you on that. So first, let's get started with a look at all that's happening here in Atlanta.
Last year, a lot of companies were demonstrating products that were still in development and hadn't reached the mainstream market yet, including some types of glass, right?
Well, Drew, it looks like we are continuing to see a lot of innovation in glass technologies, including vacuum insulating glass, as well as thin triples.
But what about residential?
Good question. Let's find out.
As energy codes get stronger and more difficult to achieve, we've seen the need to go to triple glaze, but it's only like a marginal increase. So that's kind of led Guardian into looking at a very different kind of technology called vacuum insulated glass that we refer to as VIG, which is two pieces of glass, put together, separated by pillars, where we create a vacuum, and then nothing wants to cross that vacuum. We haven't seen a lot of triple glazed in the residential markets due to the weight and thickness of the overall unit. I would love to work with different partners within the window companies, with Guardian, trying to support and develop a framing system around the VIG that would really give them a high performance unit.
So VIG is a big focus for Guardian Glass, but so is their specialty coating for birds. But how do you know which side the coating is on?
So we worked with EDTM on this low E coating detector to identify our bird-friendly coating, because it's in the lower UV spectrum that the human eye can't perceive, but birds can. Slowly slide it across, and it starts to read where the coatings are. So this helps the fabricator identify where the coating is and how to fabricate it best.
Speaking of glass, Quanix is celebrating 30 years of Super Spacer. 30 years! Can you believe that? That's older than I am. Anyway, a lot has changed in 30 years in both spacer technologies and glass.
So going back 30 years, I've been with the company now for 25 of those years, and I think we've seen that evolution over the last 30 years, going from very manual, semi-automated, to what we see here at the show today, where you've got full automation of spacer application. The market just continues to look at ways of integrating those technologies to reduce touch points, promote durability and high performance. Your traditional triple with 3 lights of double pane glass and traditional spacer, you've got a lot of weight that's involved there. That's a challenge, and it's really why the industry is looking at, how do we take a unit like this, where we can have the same thick glass on the outside, but now have a 1 millimeter unit on the inside. How do we make that durable? And I think that's one of the challenges. Quanix has a unique technology called our Cushion Edge, which is a super spacer platform, and the center light is actually undercut slightly from the size of the exterior. So we're in essence cushioning that center light, which is a bit more fragile.
Vitro is also in tune with how the industry has evolved, including everything from energy performance to the size of glass.
When Vitro acquired PPG Flat Glass, their first thing that they did was they invested in a jumbo coater. So what we did is we wanted to get that larger glass so that they could get the best yield. So even though they're cutting it into smaller pieces, they're getting a better, less loss out of it, which means more profit. But for larger spans of glass, because architects are getting larger and larger and bigger, now that they realize that we have the equipment and capability, not just us, but the industry as a whole, they're starting to specify and use it more and more often.
Well, with Intercept, our spacer technology, we are able to now provide stainless steel material when you combine it with the low E, the window sash and frame material that is also being improved by the vinyl guys. It allows all that come together to provide not only the window manufacturers, but also the consumers downstream with those improved values.
One of the challenges with standard triple pane includes its weight.
Yes, especially as the size of glass gets larger.
That's right. We talked to Roto to discuss how hardware has played catch up, including a new option for casements.
We have developed a new operator in tandem with a track for the operator and hinge arms and tracks that will support a sash up to approximately 200 pounds. This is one of the major trends in the industry today for taller, wider, and heavier windows and doors, and this new heavy-duty hardware will support the growing trend. both for the residential and the commercial markets. Well suited to triple panes, any sashes that are getting taller, wider, and heavier, approaching that 200-pound level, this hardware will be applicable to. Also, it's good for PVC, timber, and some aluminum profiles as well.
Well, Drew, today went pretty well. Maybe we will do this more often.
Well, good, Ellen, because we will be back here tomorrow.
Okay, I guess I'll see you then. And I'll see you too. If you're here at the show, be sure and stop by and see us in booth 2812 and follow us on social media for our ongoing coverage. Thanks for watching. I'm Ellen Rogers.
And I'm Drew Vass.